Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping into something really quite fascinating. It's called the red signal, a supernatural warning. And our mission really is to unpack this narrative. It does a brilliant job, I think, of blurring the lines between, the everyday world and something, well, uncanny.
Definitely uncanny.
We want to pull out the insights, the themes that are kind of hidden beneath what seems like a pretty straightforward story about a guy on a bike late at night.
Right. There's more going on than meets the eye.
Exactly. Hopefully by the end, you'll maybe look at those little nudges or weird coincidences in your own life a bit differently. So let's paint the picture. It's late, just after midnight, 12:03 a.m. to be precise.
Okay.
City outskirts, really quiet. You just hear this low hum of a bicycle. And then bang, a traffic signal. A signal that shouldn't be working suddenly glows red.
And that's our starting point.
That's the start of Aarav's very unsettling night and, our deep dive. So we meet this guy, Aarav. He's 22, biking home. Long shift at a cafe, he's tired.
Just wants to get home.
Totally. Familiar road, empty, headphones are in, music's playing, just unwinding, A completely normal end to the day.
Sounds like it. Very routine. But this is where routine just stops. He's approaching this old traffic signal, right? Next to this rundown police booth.
Yeah, that old booth.
And this signal, everyone knows it, it never works after 10 p.m. Never. But tonight, it's bright red, glowing. What's your first reaction to something like that? A clear anomaly?
Well, yeah, my first thought is just, what's going on here? And Aarav's reaction is pretty much that. He just sort of instinctively slows down, stops, looks around the empty road, probably muttering weird or something like that, trying to figure it out, Power surge, someone messing with it.
But there's no obvious answer.
No, nothing, just red. It's an inconvenient stop, sure, but maybe, just maybe, a necessary one.
And it turns out to be absolutely critical, that pause. Because right then, something else happens. Another layer of strangeness.
Okay.
A voice, faint, kind of muffled, coming from inside that derelict police booth.
Oh, wow. What does it say?
It's saying, "Help, please help," and then a bit clearer, "Open the door." Like a plea, but also sort of a direction.
Right. So Aarav, okay, he must be thinking, what is going on? But he reacts. He pulls off his earphones, kills the bike's ignition, makes things quiet, and he walks over to this dark, rusty booth, calls out, "Hello!" Trying to see if anyone's really in there.
Understandably cautious.
Very. Then he tries the door handle. It's stuck fast. He gives it a harder pull, but nope, it won't budge. He's completely focused now on this voice, this potential person needing help.
And that focus, that moment of being drawn away from his bike, just a few feet away, that's what saves him. Because just as he's wrestling with that door, there's this massive sea.
Oh no!
A speeding car just plows straight into Aarav's bike, sends it skidding down the road, sparks flying. The car screeches, finally stops. A guy stumbles out, clearly drunk, disoriented.
That's terrifying. But Aarav, where was Aarav?
That's the astonishing part. His bike is wrecked. I mean, totally useless, dented, mangled. But Aarav, he's standing right there, a few feet away, completely fine.
Not a scratch.
Not a single scratch. Just standing there, probably wide-eyed, realizing he was just moments from being exactly where that car hit.
So the big question hangs in the air. Was that just sheer unbelievable luck or something else?
Exactly. That's the pivot, isn't it? Because right then, just as Aarav is trying to process the near miss, the wrecked bike, the drunk driver, this old man appears.
Appears like out of nowhere.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Simple clothes, white Kurta pajama, holding a walking stick. And the description mentions his eyes. Pale, serene eyes.
Okay.
He just walks up, gently puts a hand on Aarav's shoulder. And before Aarav can even, get a word out about the crash, the old man says very calmly, "He saved you."
He saved you.
Yeah, and he nods towards the empty police booth.
Where's the voice? So who is he? Why would he save Aarav?
Well, the old man doesn't waste time. He immediately lays out this incredibly sad backstory.
Okay, I'm listening.
Years ago, there was a policeman stationed at this very signal. Name was Rajveer. Described as honest, maybe the story says, too honest for his own good.
Right.
And his son, much like Aarav, also worked late shifts. He used to pass this exact spot around midnight on his way home.
Oh, the parallel is chilling already.
Isn't it? And one night, a drunk driver,
just like the one who hit Aarav's bike?
exactly like that one, came speeding through the red light. Rajveer saw it happening, saw the danger to his son. He ran out into the road, waving, trying to warn him.
Did it work?
The car didn't stop in time. The son, thankfully, only got minor injuries. He survived. But Rajveer, The shock, the terror of seeing his son almost killed.
Oh, no.
He collapsed right there on the road. Massive heart attack. Died on the spot, right in front of his son.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the ultimate sacrifice born from that terror and love.
That's absolutely heartbreaking. Wow. So the old man is telling Aarav all this.
Yes. And then he connects it all. He tells Aarav that ever since that night, something strange happens at this signal.
The red light.
The red light. Whenever someone young, alone, riding late at night, just like Aarav, just like his own son approaches this signal, it turns red. Even when it's broken, even when it shouldn't.
To stop them, to warn them.
Exactly. A warning. The old man confirms it. The voice Aarav heard. The one pleading for help, the one that made him get off his bike.
It was Rajveer's.
It was his, the old man says. Rajveer's spirit, still there, still protecting. An echo of that fatherly instinct, reaching across death.
Wow. That's profound. So it shifts from just a spooky incident to something much deeper.
Absolutely. It becomes about, guardianship, love that endures. But then, just as Aarav is trying to wrap his head around this huge revelation,
Oh, man.
gone, vanished. Just as suddenly as he appeared, Aarav's left alone. Just him, the drunk guy passed out near the car, the quiet road, and his smashed-up bike.
What a moment. So what happens next in the aftermath?
Well, the story says Aarav looks at his bike, sees it's destroyed, but he also feels this overwhelming sense, not of fear anymore, but of gratitude. For
Being safe.
For being safe. He looks up at the signal. It's still red. The story says, still watching.
Still watching. That gives me chills.
Me too. The next morning, locals are talking. The signal ghost legend pops up again. People probably don't believe Aarav's full story.
Right. It sounds unbelievable.
But Aarav knows. And he does something simple, quiet. He goes to the booth and lights an incense stick. A small act of acknowledgement, maybe respect.
A sign that he understands now.
Exactly. And this is the really interesting part. The narrative tells us every time he crossed that road again, the signal never turned red.
It didn't need to.
It didn't need to.
Right.
Because, as the story puts it, he was already listening. That encounter, that warning, it changed him. It wasn't just about avoiding one accident.
It was about a shift in awareness.
Precisely. A new kind of attunement. He learned to listen to the world, maybe to those subtle signals, in a different way.
Which brings us neatly to the core idea the story seems to present. It explicitly states some rules are broken to protect, some are kept, even after death.
Yeah, that's the key phrase.
The broken rule is obvious, right? The signal that shouldn't work suddenly does. It breaks its own rule of being off.
And that very act of breaking the rule is what provides the protection. It physically stops Aarav from being in the path of danger.
Pulls him out of harm's way. But what about the second part? Some rules are kept, even after death. What rule is being kept here?
I think that's the deeper insight. It's not a traffic rule. It's the rule of a father's love, of that protective instinct. That's the rule Rajveer is still keeping.
Okay. So sacrifice isn't just one moment.
Not always. Here, it's shown as this enduring presence, this active force that's still sort of bending reality just enough to warn others, to keep that promise of protection going.
It's like his love, his duty didn't end when his life did.
Exactly. It transformed. It became this vigilant, quiet warning system. It suggests that maybe the most powerful warnings aren't loud alarms, but these subtle interruptions, these things that just nudge us off a path we didn't even realize was dangerous.
I love that powerful. It really does seem to transcend everything, even life and death, to keep offering that protection. It's a beautiful, if tragic, idea.
It really is.
So wrapping up our deep dive into the red signal, what are the core takeaways here? For me, it's definitely about how protection can show up in really unexpected ways.
Yeah, often through things we might just dismiss as weird or inconvenient.
Right. And the quiet power of sacrifice, how it can echo outwards, creating this sort of unseen guardianship.
And the idea that some warnings, some signals, they operate on a level beyond the ordinary. They're not always logical or explainable.
And Aar's journey is key too, isn't it? He goes from confusion to being saved to this profound sense of gratitude.
Absolutely, and that gratitude leads to a change. He stops needing the external red signal because he develops an internal listening. He becomes more aware, more connected perhaps.
It reshapes his whole relationship with the world, making him maybe more open to those quiet interventions, those unseen forces.
Well put.
Which leads us to our final thought for you listening. Think about the potential red signals in your own life.
Hmm.
Maybe they're not literal traffic lights, obviously, but maybe they're those weird delays, the flight you missed, the meeting that got canceled, or those strange coincidences that shift your plans.
Or even just a strong gut feeling. That little voice telling you to pause or turn back or choose a different path.
Exactly. So the question to mull over is, what or perhaps who might be trying to get your attention through these things, urging you to just listen, even if you can't see the source right away?
It's definitely something to think about. What signals are we missing because we're not quite listening?
A provocative thought indeed.